breakdown between these two. Rodney Hood, versatile player. How will North Carolina State handle him? Just over 5 minutes away from tip-off of the other ACC semifinal. Winner marches on to take on Virginia. Get you back to Greensboro in just a little bit. And on ABC, Julius Randle and Kentucky perhaps off their best game in a month or so after beating LSU last night. They'll take on Georgia. Georgia, one of the potential bid stealers. Dogs have to win the SEC tournament to get in the field, and they'll have to handle Big Julius, who's tied for second in the country with 19 double-doubles. Georgia, Kentucky on ABC. Duke and NC State here.
With communication comes trust. At Northwestern Mutual, we start by getting to know you, then together build a financial plan that takes advantage of life's opportunities.
This is the car I fell in love with.
Picking up my new Malibu.
No way.
It's the Chevy Open House event.
Look at Joe's new truck.
Where the price you see is the price you pay.
Oh, that's me. All right.
From our house to your house. It's time to take home an award-winning Chevy. Now, during the Chevy Open House event, get this well-equipped 2014 Chevy Cruze LT for under 19 grand. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
This is Karen and Jeremiah. They don't know it yet, but they're gonna fall in love. Get married, have a couple of kids, move to the country, and live a long, happy life together where they almost never fight about money. Because right after they get married, they'll find some financial folks who will talk to them about preparing early for retirement and be able to focus on other things, like each other, which isn't rocket science. It's just common sense. From TD Ameritrade.
You're watching Championship Week, presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. Two conference mainstays remain on this new day of the tournament. T.J. Warren and the Wolfpack, fresh off their upset of second seed Syracuse, have only one thing on their mind.
We came to Greensboro thinking about one thing, and that's to play on Sunday.
They take on J.Parker and a Blue Devil team that got a wake-up call against Clemson and will come out on fire for Coach K. The semifinals of the ACC Tournament.
You're watching the ACC on ESPN. Semifinal number 2 here in Greensboro. The red of NC State, the blue of Duke, with a spot in the final against Virginia on the line for tomorrow afternoon. In semifinal number 1, predictably, it was close, it was low scoring, it was hard fought. Joe Harris knocked down some shots from the outside, the outstanding senior for Virginia, and then Justin Anderson with the block at the end of the game to preserve the victory. And the regular season champs are on to the final tomorrow against the winner of this one here today between the Wolfpack and the Blue Devils. Hi again, everybody. Dan Shulman and Dick Vitale fired up. Great crowd. Got a lot of red, got a lot of blue, and for red, a chance to make another statement. A big-time opportunity for the Wolfpack coming off their win over Syracuse.
Well, I think, Dan, they got to pull the knockout punch. I believe they got to win this basketball game to lock up a chance to go dancing. Even though they can make a case, they've had some quality wins at Pittsburgh, at Tennessee, but I think they got to do bam, 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 knock the committee out.
Pace yourself. Pace yourself. We got 40 minutes, and we got a one-on-one that's going to show you two of the outstanding players in the country.
Well, there's no doubt about it. Two of the top 10 players in America. We talk about right now Mr. Warren. He's a scoring machine. He can do it with floaters. He can do it driving to the goal. He has ability to shoot the distance shot. He is really unbelievable. At 83 points in his last 2 regular season games. He can score in many, many ways. On the other side, you have one of the 5 best players in the nation. He's an inside inside-outside performer. He's a rebounding marvel. He can score, has great arc. He can go to the goal unbelievably, and he makes big plays. J.Parker is special. Parker and Warren. Warren, player of the year. Some said it should have been Parker. Well, right now we're going to find out when they go head-to-head, baby.
For more, let's go to Janine Edwards.
Well, Dan, there are a couple of reasons why J.Parker wants to have a big game today. First of all, he wasn't pleased with his performance yesterday. He told me he thought the atmosphere was a little bit intense. This is his first tournament. And immediately after the game, right here on this floor, he apologized to his teammates. He told them he'd have their back today. You know, he's just a freshman, but so much has been expected of him. But he expects a lot of himself. So today, he wants to do a better job attacking the basket, finishing through contact, and executing more sharply on defense. And another reason he wants to have a big game today is his 19th birthday. Dan?
All right, Janine, thank you so much on the line here this afternoon in the ACC semis between Duke and NC State here at the Greensboro Coliseum, with Virginia waiting in the wings in the championship game tomorrow. A look at the starting lineups, beginning with NC State. Tyler Lewis, so good at taking care of the ball, rarely turns it over. Warren, 52 points in his first 2 games so far in the ACC tournament. Ralston Turner's made 8 threes in his 2 games so far in this tournament. And for Duke, along with Parker, Jefferson had a double-figure rebounding game last night. Rodney Hood, of course, a gifted player, second team, all ACC. R.Sulaimon back in the starting lineup today, along with Tyler Thornton in the backcourt for the winningest coach in Division I history, Mike Krzyzewski, 982. Duke has won 10 of the last 15. Think about that. 10 of the last 15 ACC tournaments. Mark Gottfried's gotten his team into the semis 3 years in a row here in this tournament, but he has said he's been consistent. They're not thinking about payback or anything like that. They're thinking about opportunity. What they want is a chance to cut down the nets here tomorrow.
Last time NC State won the ACC tournament, were coached by this nice little calm, cool paisan by the name of Jimmy Valvano. They were led by Vinny Del Negro.
Duke demolished NC State in the one regular season matchup between the two schools, 95-60. NC State, though, is playing at a higher level now than they were then. That made them 1-4 in the ACC. They wound up 9-9 as Parker gets Duke on the board early.
Well, as Janine said, he's all fired up. It's his birthday, 19. It must be beautiful to be 19. So long ago, I can't remember what it was like.
Keep an eye on Warren. He's being defended by Hood. Aggressive man-to-man defense as always for Duke.
Hood is a tough defensive player. He's going to try to deny Warren the basketball.
Lewis, not really a beat you off the dribble guy, but a guy who makes good decisions with a basketball. Vandenberg off to Washington, gets it off just in time, grazes the rim. Duke ball.
You know, in that first blowout, when they blew him out, they turned the ball over 21 times.
Sulaiman wide open, misses the 3.
Mark Gottfried told me before the game, number 1, and he went over about 5 times. He said, we have to control the basketball and not turn it over.
Wow, what a play by Warren. Shedding Hood, backdoor cut, and powering it up and in.
Well, that's what makes him special. He's not just the guy that's going to catch the ball and shoot it. There's an example, movement without the basketball.
It's something he's done a great job of already in this tournament. He's also been very strong on the offensive glass.
His stock going up and up in my eyes.
Parker for 3.
Don't let him do that. They want to see him a little bit more aggressive attacking the rim to Duke people.
Better slow him down. Misses the 6-foot runner. Here's Sulaiman using the Jefferson screen. The kick to Thornton, who's open for 3. And a couple of good looks from beyond the arc. Not going down for Duke. They're 0 for 3 as a team already from beyond the arc. And the offensive foul on Parker for using the arm bar.
Well, good job defensively by NC State, rotating over. Hey, last night, what a gutty performance by the kids from Clemson. That game went right to the last shot. There's the drive, there's the contact.
Yeah, actually not an arm bar, just a straight-on charge there by Parker. Yeah, Clemson fought back from 13 down and got all the way back into the game. And of course, the Clemson folks not happy with the non-call at the end of the game when Rod Hall went in for the drive as Duke hung on to win 63-62.
I love the way Warren moves without the basketball. He's very active, tough to defend a guy that moves down well.
Turner has it knocked out of his hands.
He can be a key player. You mentioned earlier he's made 8 threes. Transferred from LSU. He gives him that perimeter threat.
NC State making a big statement yesterday with the win over Syracuse. Do they need another one here today to improve their chances of getting an at-large? Again, Mark Gottfried says, why not go out and win it here and assure yourself of a spot of the dance? As we have a foul going against the Wolfpack, I think it's going to be Turner.
A couple of the games they lost earlier this year, they played without Vandenberg. Now you look at his stats, you say, well, gee whiz, he's not really that valuable. But you talk to the staff of NC State, they say wrong. He gives us a space eater inside. He gives us a guy that can score around the basket, and he's valuable. So they really make a strong case that they think they belong in without this. And I'll tell you one thing. If you go by the eye test, I think he has a legitimate argument. You beat Tennessee at Tennessee. You beat Pittsburgh at Pittsburgh. You beat Syracuse on a neutral. That's pretty cool.
And a lot of times it just comes down to, in the eyes of the committee, did you win or did you lose? But they had the game against Carolina where they lost in overtime, that great Warren Page matchup. And they also had the game against Syracuse where they lost on a last-second play up at Syracuse. And I agree with you. Sometimes the eye test means more a little bit, or should mean a little bit more than it does. Washington, long-range jumper.
They like his potential. Good offensive player as well. They got a lot of young kids. Remember, they lost so much from their team last year. Wood and Leslie and Howell, Lorenzo Brown.
They used this tournament 2 years ago to really assure themselves of a spot in the NCAA tournament. They got to the Sweet 16. Sulaiman, the kick. Hood's open in the corner. Parker battling for the rebound, can't come up with it. Duke still cold from beyond the arc, and sometimes they make shots, they win, they don't, they lose. They're a prolific three-point shooting team, but they've started cold here today.
They were 3 for 13 last night. Also a stat that jumped at me last night. Parker only had 3 rebounds. He's a much better rebounder, averages about 9 rebounds a game.
Hood posting on Warren. Another wide open look for 3, and there's the first one to go down for Duke, and it's Sulaiman.
Sulaiman had a nice game last night, came up with 14 points. If they make threes, they're so difficult to beat. You got to hope you can shut down their perimeter ability to make that three.
As a team, shooting better than 39% on three-pointers on the season. And there's a foul on Hood on the drive by Warren. Timeout on the floor. Blue Devils with an early 3-point lead.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Dick's Sporting Goods. Every season starts at Dick's. And the 2014 Mazda 3 with seamless connectivity.
Let's beat out. 1 down. Good job. Hey, me and you right here. Let's go.
2 down. 2 down.
Hey, John, 1 pitch away. 1 pitch away.
Pioneers a way to see the unseen, leading to radar, forever providing early warnings and safer journeys. The conviction to create a safer journey is the Mazda way. The Mazda 6 uses radar, lasers, and sensors to detect objects and even apply the brakes for you. Introducing the modern sports sedan, the Mazda 6. What do you drive?
The American and Phillips 66 Big 12 Championships tonight on ESPN.
Back in Greensboro, Duke 7, NC State 4 in the early going. Duke advancing with a 1-point win over Clemson last night after the Tigers battled back to make a game of it on the final possession. Hood fouled there and made the 2 free throws, and then Hall driving and no foul call there.
Wow.
Give me your take on both ends.
I thought definitely Hood got fouled, and I thought he got fouled there. Hall, I thought he should have been on the line. I didn't think there was any doubt whatsoever from my perspective where I was sitting watching it on TV. Now, you were here, so you had a better view. What did you think?
You probably had a better view than we did, because we were down here at midcourt. And
it looked like he got fouled to me. He really did. But you know what, Dan, as you and I were talking off the air, that's the way the ball bounces sometimes. Syracuse game, Duke had the bad play at the end when we thought Hood got fouled on that situation. Sometimes it comes your way, sometimes it doesn't.
Jay Billis, who did the first game with me here today, as you know, was talking to John Clockerty, a former longtime official, now the director of officiating for the ACC. Asked John about the call, and John Clockerty said that initially Thornton knocked the ball out clean, then he hit the arm of Hall, but because the ball was already loose, it was considered incidental contact. That was I guess the official version that Jay was given before the game today. Is Vandenberg, left-handed jump hook, a little bit short.
He went 5 for 5 last night, Vandenberg. The only thing that counts was the guys blowing the whistle. They didn't call it. Bottom line is Duke won, and they're playing.
Jefferson, nice little spin move.
He has stretches this year where he looks so brilliant, and then he goes through stretches where he's not as active. He was active last night with those 13 off the glass.
Nice. Another backdoor cut by Warren, another find by Lewis.
I'll tell you, Lewis has got great eyes, great vision, and great feel. That is a scorer's mentality. When you can score without the ball like he does. I'm going to tell you, there's something about guys like McDermott and Warren. Great scoring ability. I know NBA guys want to look for this and look for that. Bottom line is those two guys can play.
Let me give you a stat on Tyler Lewis. As Hood knocks down the 3 and has a chance for 4. Warren the foul. Lewis, including today in his last 11 games, has 45 assists and 5 turnovers.
That's incredible. That's a 9-to-1 ratio, is it not? 5 into 45 is 9. Wow,
way to go. Math. Way to go, Teach. How about a 4-point play? And if you're NC State, about the worst thing that can happen is Warren getting a foul or getting a second, getting a foul that he didn't need to take and risking getting in foul trouble later on in the game.
Well, they can't afford to lose him. And the bottom line is, I was talking yesterday to a reporter, interviewed me for a magazine story, and I said, hey, what about some changes? I said, number 1, we should go to 6 fouls for DQ, for disqualification, and we definitely should go to a 30-second shot clock.
Warren driving on Hood, all the way to the rim and one. What a talent.
Mark Godfrey told me before the game, he's the best scorer I have ever seen and been around. His scorer's mentality is unreal. I remember, not to take anything away from this young NC State team, but he's not surrounded with a lot of great talent with him. I mean, bottom line is Parker's a superstar, but Hood's pretty good. I mean, Hood is a PT player.
7 already for Warren, 7 of State's 9.
I think it was amazing that you could go on the road and win a game at Pittsburgh, who is so tough defensively, and walk out and put 41 on the board. That tells me they're one of the 36 best teams for an at-large berth.
Sulaiman with a layup, back to a 6-point lead for Duke.
They're going to do a better job defending NC State. Duke getting too many easy looks.
Parker's gone to the bench. Marshall Plumlee, who has improved greatly over the course of the season, into the game now for the Blue Devils.
Kid Barber's super quick. He's a jet, the cat, right now with the rock.
He's Cat Barber.
Oh, he's Cat Barber?
He's Cat Barber. Cat Barber into the point. Now Tyler Lewis has gone to the bench. 2 very different point guards, but Mark Godfrey shuttles in and out of the lineup.
Well, Barber's electric. He had 6 assists last night.
Shot clock at 5. Turner. Vandenberg will take it and hit it.
Tell you what, that big guy from Australia, he's getting a little better and better. Bottom line is he makes some money playing in Europe, I would think.
10 points, 5 rebounds last night. He's also a very good passer for a big man.
Has good passing skills once he gets the ball in the lane.
Sulaiman, step back jumper over Turner, a little strong. Rebound Barber.
You know, Duke's got to be playing for a little motivation right now. I firmly believe, I don't know if people agree with me, bottom line is I think if they win the ACC tournament, why shouldn't they be slotted in to the #1 spot? I mean, they beat Michigan. They played an incredible schedule with Arizona and Kansas.
Joe Lunardi still has Villanova occupying that last spot. Leonard Freeman with the putback. Kansas losing to Iowa State, you think, knocks them out of consideration, but you've still got Duke and Virginia going here, and you've still got Michigan and Wisconsin going to the Big Ten.
There's only one little dilemma, I think, in the Big Ten. That's a late game. Do they have it already picked before that championship game is finished? Got to get our guy Andy Katz on it right now. Pull him up.
8 minutes in here in semifinal number 2. Duke up by 2 on NC State. Number 3 seed against the number 7 seed.
Well, the one good news for NC State early in this game, they're not turning the ball over like they did in our first meeting when they were blown out by 30+.
Plumlee the rebound, the kick. Thornton misses the 3. Still loose, and Duke's got it again. Hood open for 3. And Plumlee over the back.
No doubt about that. He came over the top. Last night they out-rebounded Clemson 34-25.
Timeout on the floor. Red well represented, along with blue, here in Greensboro, as 2 of the country's best players are battling here this afternoon. J.Parker for Duke, T.J. Warren for NC State. Blue Devils are up by 2.
People once thought bigger meant stronger. Then a man weighing 135 pounds destroyed that notion, proving that might can be light. Defying convention is also the Mazda way, and why the 2014 Mazda 3 was created with Skyactiv technology, so it's lighter yet stronger and more nimble, with an engine that punches above its weight. This is the 2014 Mazda 3. What do you drive?
What does everything mean to you? With the Quicksilver Cashback Card from Capital One, it means unlimited 1.5% cashback on everything you purchase every day. It doesn't mean everything as long as you buy it at the gas station. It doesn't mean everything until you hit your cashback limit. It means earn 1.5% cashback on every purchase, every place, every occasion, all over creation. That's what everything should mean. So consider, what's in your wallet?
Multi-million-dollar athletes can afford almost anything. But what they really want, welcome back, sir, is what they never stop loving. McDonald's dollar menu at breakfast. With options like the sausage McMuffin and the McCafe coffee, they can pick their favorites and share the wealth. There's something for everyone to love at McDonald's.
Welcome back to Greensboro. Dan Shulman, Dick Vitale, Janine Edwards. It's Duke 15, NC State 13 here for the ACC semifinals. NC State has won this championship 10 times, but the last time they won it was 1987. After wins over Duke and Wake, the Wolfpack then faced North Carolina in the title game. After a couple of free throws by Vinny Del Negro gave them a 1-point lead. North Carolina had 2 chances to win the game in the final seconds, but could not convert. Vinny Del Negro, the tournament's most outstanding player. Jim Valvano, the coach, of course, as NC State wins it in 87. Duke's won 19. Carolina's won 17. State's won 10. Everybody else has won 14. While we have a moment, quick thought. You've read about it. You've heard about it. You know, in all likelihood, this tournament is going to move at least on a, not all the time, but sometimes it sounds like up to Brooklyn.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, you know, I think it's great. Spread the wealth a little bit around. Now you got Syracuse there, Pittsburgh. Go to a little Eastern flavor. New York, New York. I know the people here are not happy about that. Oh, nice cut right there again without the ball.
That's a play that State ran with so much effectiveness last night as well, as Warren keeps moving. And again, Vandenberg's a good passer.
Yes, sir. I think people are going to like the idea. A little change of venue. Going out there. Barclays, a beautiful facility. New York, man. Get in the car, go over to Times Square, see some plays. Well,
tournament's been here more than anywhere else. 25th time it's been here in Greensboro in the 61-year history of the event. It's been in Charlotte, it's been in Raleigh, it's been in Washington, Atlanta, Tampa. Oh, tough pass down at the knees of Parker. Jones gets it back, finds Hairston, who lays it in. So Matt Jones and Josh Hairston in off the bench and immediately contributing to the Duke cause.
Well, Hairston, an experienced player. His minutes went down a little bit this year, but there he is, giving him some valuable time. Ed Harden wrote a beautiful article, exactly what you were talking about today in the Greensboro paper, about the fact that it'll be moving from this area.
I don't think it will ever completely leave this area, but it sounds like it might rotate maybe between the Northeast and Tobacco Road.
They do a great job here. Matt Brown and his people, and all the ACC, the facilities here, the offices.
And that foul is before the shot, as Desmond Lee draws the foul.
Take a look right here, Warren. Now watch a little handoff. Now he's going to cut without the ball, leave two guys standing. And he cuts right between the defensive player. He knows how to use angles really well. He's just got to score his mentality. And what about McDermott, man? He's unbelievable. How he's not. Any team that doesn't draft him after 10 is making a mistake.
Cat Barber knocks down the baseline jumper. I think the same thing about Warren. If he's not a lottery pick, we're missing something.
Guy's got every kind of way of scoring. When you start putting him around better people where they can't really cut him off and really shade on him, it's going to be a different ballgame. He'll really score.
Sulaiman is bumped by Lee. Lee, a very good defender. Vertical leap of 41.5 inches. A former junior college All-American in there primarily for defensive reasons. And Mark Gottfried's got a pretty good team. He's got Barber in off the bench right now, and Lee and Freeman, along with the starters, Vandenberg and Warren. Q.Cook, who only played 12 minutes in last night's game, hasn't been starting for a while. But the minutes were down last night. He comes into the game now and buries the three.
Tell you one thing, he can be a key player. He's capable of putting big points on the board. He can be a catalyst defensively. Valuable player. Also, Dawkins only had 7 minutes last night in that game.
And he started. Sulaiman back in the starting lineup tonight. Warren almost had it taken away. Recovers and hits.
Are you serious? You know, I call games when his dad played, Tony. Tony Warren. Tell you one thing, Tony was a pretty decent player. He's not like his son.
Tony Jr., TJ with 11 of State's 19. Hood misses the three. Uncontested rebound, Freeman. The Wolfpack can take the lead.
Well, the Wolfpack's doing a good job protecting the basketball. In that first matchup, Duke harassed them big time. It was turnover city, one turnover after another.
Hood chasing Warren around a series of screens. Freeman over Hairston, got a chance for three.
He's a strong player, Freeman, physical, very physical player. They got a guy on the bench who they think eventually gets in better conditioning. Kid named Anya, who they think is going to be pretty good.
Who's coming into the game right now. B.J. Anya for Jordan Vandenberg. Vandenberg with another good pass. And State not afraid to get the ball inside and challenge Duke in the paint.
You know, I look at Anya. He looks to me like a little version of a guy I saw at Auburn years ago. A guy named Mr. Round Mound of Rebound, Charles Barkley.
He doesn't look to me like a little version of anything. He's 6'9", 325.
I really want to say thank you, Charles. I read some of his quotes from Richard Deitch. He wants to do another game with me, or game with me. We've never done a game.
2-point lead, Wolfpack. 8.5 to go. First half, Virginia already through to the final. Parker shot fake, driving on Warren. Tough shot.
That was a big-time shot right there. Great shot fake that created the first step for him to get that angle to lay that off the glass.
I tell you what, how about after the game we see if Parker and Warren want to play a little one-on-one. We call that for a little while.
Pretty good. I'd like to see that.
Barber still at the point for State.
Trying to run those screens for Warren. He's playing against a tough defensive guy right now. Hood trying to deny him the ball.
Good help there by Parker to shut down Lee on the drive.
Boy,
Hood's working hard to try to keep the ball out of his hands, so Barber knocks down the jumper.
Tell you one thing, Barber giving him a lot of positive minutes here. He's got the Wolfpack crowd a little excited. He provides electricity.
Media timeout on the next whistle. Good back and forth game here in Greensboro. Parker spinning over Freeman to tie the game again.
Are you serious? I mean, come on now. How good is this guy? I picked my first team All-American team. He was right there, baby, on my top 5.
Warren won ACC Player of the Year. They were both unanimous choices for first team All-ACC. Parker, obviously, the freshman of the year in the ACC. A ton of awards and honors between these two.
You know, Dan, when I gave my awards, I got a lot of criticism, but I picked Warren. I thought Warren, he doesn't have the help of a guy like Hood, and I gave him that slight edge. When you can put on 83 in 2 games, I was unbelievable what he did.
Same spot, same result for Cat Barber.
Cat Barber, he's really feeling it. He said, Mr. Lewis, you can rest a little bit on the bench right now because I'm feeling it. I'm in the flow.
Wolfpack fans are feeling it right now. Cook, baseline drive. Got it. Tough, high arcing floater from Q.Cook as they continue to trade baskets.
I didn't think that shot would happen. Defense rotated over, but he had that real rainbow off the glass. Oh, Warren just got mugged right there trying to get free. I mean, come on now. Ref's got to watch what's happening away from the ball. Oh, are you serious? Are you serious?
And now the whistle blows.
Come on now. No way in the world you can get away with that.
Second on Hood to take us to a timeout. You saw the earlier contact, and then the contact persisted. Let's take another look.
Watch this right here. I mean, come on now. You can't do that. You can't get away with that.
He loved skiing. He loved skateboarding. So young Tom Sims combined them both, creating a whole new way down the mountain. Uncompromising creativity, it's the way we made the Mazda CX-5. Skyactiv technology combines nimble handling with better highway mileage than any other SUV, including hybrids. This is the Mazda CX-5. What do you drive?
Throughout his life, pint-sized point guard Nate Robinson has always taken on big things. He's never been intimidated by big things. In fact, he embraced them. So for Nate Robinson, taking down Taco Bell's biggest, most ultimate steak taco was no big deal. But you are not Nate Robinson. The new XXL Steak Crispy Taco with double the steak and a XXL shell. Regular size for Nate Robinson, XXL for you.
Gotta run. Gotta run. Gotta run. Gotta run.
Out here, there are no cheat codes, no avatars, no magic stars. This does not require an operating system or a username or password. And there will not be better versions of these games coming out next year. There's nothing like the good of sport. This spring, shop the brands you love, plus thousands of items on sale now. Sports Authority, all things sporting good.
Reese Davis with you. Big Ten semifinal. 72-69. Spike Albrecht trying to ice it for Michigan against Ohio State, but it goes back iron. So now Aaron Kraft has a chance. Time winding down, and ball gets away from him, and Michigan advances to the championship game. They'll get the winner of Michigan State and Wisconsin.
All kinds of intrigue, Reese, still in the Big Ten with Michigan moving on. As you said, Michigan State, Wisconsin in the other semifinal. Here, Virginia has advanced. NC State and Duke in this semifinal. That foul by Rodney Hood, I mean, didn't really accomplish anything, and it's a second, right? So not a good play there by Hood, but Warren misses the front end.
Tell you one thing, Parker's come here really determined. Trying to work on the glass. Yeah, not a good basketball IQ play. You're 25 feet from the goal, you're bumping a guy, and you really hurt your club because you're so valuable to him, and you get that quick second foul.
Jefferson not looking for the jump shot. Off to R.Sulaimon, and Anya with a rejection. We talked about Anya being 6'9". His wingspan is 7'9".
Wow. Wow, they think he can be a very good player. They say he's very active, very athletic, size. He just got to find a way to get in better condition.
Parker guarded by Freeman. Jumper over Freeman, not there. Right now Warren is on the bench for NC State. And the fouls against Desmond Lee of the Wolfpack, his second.
Tell you one thing, when you see that jump shot by Parker, they'll allow him to really shoot that. Not that he's not a good shooter, but really his strength is going to the goal.
Lee out with 2. Warren back in. Screen by Jefferson. Hood steps back, hits the 3.
He's been so good all year long. When I picked my top players in the ACC, he was on my top team. He's been Mr. Versatility, makes perimeter shots, defends.
Now, because he's got 2 fouls, they've taken, Mike Krzyzewski's taken Hood off Warren. He's put him on Turner, who just knocked down a 3. And on that last trip at least, 6'1" Tyler Thornton was on 6'8" TJ Warren.
Yeah, he'll take advantage of that, try to post him on the inside because he has that ability to invert.
Sulaiman, the floater.
Nice little drive by Sulaiman. He's a great story. I've talked about it for young kids. Earlier in the year, sitting on a pine, we did a game. He needed to get a minute and play the Michigan game.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly right.
Didn't get a minute. It looked like he was really down deep, not going to play. He just went home. His family said, hey, you don't quit you. You go out there and you prove you should play. And he proved he can play. He's back on the floor.
Duke by 2. A lot more offense in this game than we've seen in most of the games so far in this tournament. Barber, look at the quickness and the scoop. Freeman with a rebound and a putback and a foul.
Tell you, Freeman really working on the glass. He's been good in the tournament here. He's given them some positive minutes. You could see the confidence in his team. They got a little swag about them. They didn't have that earlier this year. They got great chemistry, something they did not have last year. And I'm not talking about PB equals lead or AU equals gold. I'm talking about basketball chemistry.
I'm so impressed. You've flaunted some math ability, some chemistry ability.
I was a 6th grade teacher.
You remember that stuff from Jersey, huh?
Oh, wow. I was a 6th grade teacher back in the East, Rutherford, New Jersey.
Freeman with 8 points and 3 rebounds off the bench, and the Wolfpack back on top.
Well, Freeman and Barber have really been a difference maker when you think about North Carolina State off that bench.
Thornton's pass is picked off, and Barber's fouled by Thornton. And NC State's already in the bonus, so Barber will head to the free throw line. And now Cook is going to come back into the game. That's the 3rd on Thornton, who again is getting the lion's share of the minutes right now in the postseason, but has to go to the bench with 3, and Cook replaces him.
It's not bad when you can go to the bench, though, and get a guy with the experience of a guy like Cook, who's been in so many big games.
For a guy who earlier in the year, when he was playing a lot more, was leading the ACC in assists for a while.
He's had some magical moments at Duke, like the big tournament down there in the Bahamas last year. Came back with the MVP trophy. Kid Freeman averages 3 points a game. He's already got 8 today. So you can see how productive he's been.
And Barber 2 more free throws to extend the lead to 3. Little pressure now for the Wolfpack.
They got some good athletes. They got Warren up on the top of the pressure.
He's lost some weight from last year, in much better condition, and you can see it in how hard he works with and without the basketball.
Well, you've seen some of that scoring potential, obviously, from last year, but they had so many people there, Lorenzo Brown, Leslie, Howell.
Now they've gone into a 2-3 zone. Cook's open and hits another 3. Second 3 of the game for Cook.
Well, he has that ability. He can make that shot, and that's one of the great strengths. We've talked about it all year long about Duke. So many weapons on the perimeter who can make the 3.
And after missing their first 4 threes of the game, they've made 5 of their last 8.
Trying to get good spacing here.
Warren now with Sulaiman on him. Spinning, hanging, hitting another tough shot for TJ Warren.
I think he's fun to watch, man. He's fun to watch. And he's in a scenario right now where they're making it tough for him to get the basketball.
Very few of his baskets are just on clean open jumpers. He's got to create a lot of offense.
He had 28 last night in that game with Syracuse.
Parker inside, and it spins in for him, and a chance for 3.
Well, Jabari looks at Warren. He says, hey, TJ, anything you can do, I can do better.
Two of the very best players in America, Dick, are showing us why here today.
Both guys have great scoring ability. Watch this little spin now, reverse. There's that little jump shot, great rotation. He knows his range, too. And there's Parker on the inside, showing that super strength, the diaper dandy.
ESPN Bracketology is your selection Sunday guide to the big dance.
They've proven they belong.
That'll be a classic. Great defense against great offense.
ESPN Bracketology Special presented by Staples. Tomorrow at 7 on ESPN. $79 a month.
What's in your ear? Oh, a quarter.
Check for more.
Well, I guess I can double check. My watch.
It pays to double check with State Farm.
Call of Duty Ghosts. Now $39.99 at participating retailers for a limited time. Rated M for mature.
I'm Reese Davis, not too far away from the Buffalo Wild Wings halftime report. Wild games, wild shot, and a wild ending once again in Indianapolis in the Big Ten competition. Tennessee came for a fight. Gators survived, and Virginia moved on to the title game in the ACC. Wrap it all up for you in a bit, Dan.
There's so much going on. Reese, one of the busiest men in the business right now. Here's a look at another busy guys list. Joe Lunardi's bracketology still has Villanova sitting at a 1 spot. Now, that was before the Michigan win over Ohio State today. He's got Michigan and Wisconsin as the top twos, if you will. Then Duke, then Kansas. Virginia's on the 3 line right now for Mr. Lunardi.
I think Villanova's lost to Seton Hall ultimately will get them knocked out of that spot. I think they'll move to the second line. I think the winner, if it's Michigan or Wisconsin in the Big Ten, will get in there. But Michigan State could spoil that matchup, capable of beating certainly Wisconsin.
And NC State trying to spoil the party for a few schools here. They beat Syracuse last night, battling Duke here, hoping to get a shot at Virginia in the championship game. Barber's had a big first half. Turner has to force it up, got rim, but Parker got rebound.
Turner transferred him out of LSU as a good shooter down there, played for 2 years. They got a guy sitting out right now in North Carolina State they love, Trevor Lacey from out of Alabama. And by the way, I salute Bill Battle down there in Alabama for giving Anthony Grant another year. Let him have that one opportunity to coach, bring in some new players. Got a tough break with Lacey leaving, Pollard getting in a little bit of trouble.
Hood baseline. Vandenberg smothered him.
That's that size. Can't teach that size, Dan Shulman. Can't teach people to have that voice like you and the talent of a Reese Davis. You can't teach that.
1:40 to go. Yeah, but you and I got shortchanged a little bit in the hair department.
That's all right. We've done fairly well.
There's the travel. You can't teach 7-1, and that's what Jordan Vandenberg is.
Yeah, right there he is now. He's planted. No way. Hood's getting his shot off. Great size. Hey, but let me tell you about March Madness. I think the best way to describe March Madness, I put it on Twitter. Cal Poly is 12-19, and now they play Cal State Northridge for a chance to go to the big dance. And what about the SWAC? You got it right now. Prairie View is 11-22, and they have a chance to go. Unbelievable.
Parker has it rejected. You know, the two teams here today are combining to shoot almost 60%, and there have been only 4, make it 5, turnovers in the game. For the most part, it's been a very well-played game. Freeman, from the seat of his pants, catches the loose ball.
Touches out of bounds.
But something, an elbow or a knee or an ankle or something was out of bounds, and the ball goes back over to Duke.
You know, prior to the last 30 seconds, North Carolina State and Duke were 19 for 22. That's amazing. Making shots. Love it. Making shots.
You can play one-on-one with a heist mode on this Bluetooth speaker.
Oh, we scored. Heist mode back. Don't! No! No!
You just turn it off, too.
DIY has evolved. Welcome to DIT. Come see what's possible when we do things together.
Back into Greensboro. Every point, every possession meaning so much. Barber's had a great first half, but ran right into Parker, who took it away from him here. Back down at the other end. More wildness coming right at you. Freeman got knocked down. Parker couldn't finish, and Freeman caught it, and it was actually the foot of Turner. My mistake, the foot of Turner that was out of bounds when Freeman gave him the pass, so that means it's Duke ball again.
You know, Parker would have an easy layup, but he lost his timing on his step to the goal when the defensive player rotated on the floor.
Final minute of a very entertaining first half here in Greensboro.
Well, guys making shots. So many times. Oh, nice little two-man play. Nice two-man play, and Jefferson with the flush. Come out of the city of Brotherly Lawn. Duke has so much potential in terms of scoring ability. And next year, they have size. They have the premier class in America coming in. Gonna watch a little two-man game right here. Screen, roll, the oldest play in the game. But no help side defense to come over and rotate and take that away. Gets the angle. Look at the open layup. Where's the help defense? And that's the strength of Virginia. I was sitting under the basket, Dan, in that first game. They do a great job. It's almost like a zone. It's man-to-man, but the help side in that lane makes it so difficult for you to get to the rack.
More great basketball coming your way tonight here on ESPN as championship week continues. The American Championship and another heavyweight battle in that league as UConn takes on Louisville. And how about the Big 12? Iowa State taking out Kansas yesterday. They'll take on a Baylor team that has made it all the way to the championship game.
Well, Baylor's been really hot. I don't think they get enough credit. You know, I was reading some quotes by Seth Davis, and I really agree with him that everybody can sign Drew and Drew's case. Bottom line is he's done a great job with that team to get them back to where they're in a championship game.
About a 2-second difference between the game clock and the shot clock here at the end of the first half. Aggressive D by Duke. Back into the hands of Lewis. Turner misses the three. What a rebound and put back by Vandenberg.
That space eater size, they don't have it. They'll have it next year with Okafor down there inside.
Now 5 seconds for Duke. Cook. The cutter was Jones. They couldn't connect. And the first half comes to a close with Duke leading NC State 39-38 in the second semifinal here at Greensboro. And both of the stars that we talked about off the top of the show, T.J. Warren and J.Parker Parker, having productive afternoons.
Really doing a good job. The last 5 baskets by Duke were scored by 5 different players.
Janine Edwards is with NC State head coach Mark Gottfried.
Mark, what a chess match. Nobody shoots 68% on Duke. What's working for you guys offensively right now?
Well, we're executing and getting the ball right where we want to. Our guys have done a great job with our scouting report, and offensively we've been pretty good there. We got to figure out a way to stop them. No, they're a tough offensive team. They're good off the dribble. And we got to give a little more help for Parker. But our guys are battling. They are battling hard. I'm proud of them.
It's a possession-by-possession game. What will success hinge on for you guys?
It's going to be our defense. We got to shut them out. We can't just trade baskets. We got to figure out ways to get an advantage defensively. That's what we need to talk about right now.
Okay, Mark, thank you.
He's sweating as much as his players are right now as he goes into the locker room for halftime. And why not? There's a lot on the line. The Cavaliers are waiting in the final. The Wolfpack and the Blue Devils both intent on joining them there. Duke leading by 1. Time for the Buffalo Wild Wings halftime report. One more time to Reese, Jay, and Seth.
All right, Dan. North Carolina State in the semifinals for the 3rd straight year under Godfrey, trying to make the finals for the first time since '07. Big Ten semifinals. Great game between Michigan and Ohio State. Michigan was burning it up. Friendly weekend banking hours for Nick Stauskas, and then the spike knocks one in, and Derek Walton too.
It's going to be hard to beat Michigan when they shoot over 50% from the three-point.
Ohio State's at their best when they're down 16.
Right where they wanted them. They were down 18 in Nebraska and beat them on Friday. And they came back this time. Shannon Scott got one, but Quentin Ross fighting. Gets it over Glenn Robinson, the 3rd 1-point game. And then Sam Thompson with the dunk. Buckeyes up by 1. Stauskas. Woo! Throw it in reverse, Canadian style, big fella. Late in the game, 2-point game. Michigan unofficially only had 5 offensive rebounds. What a huge one from Karis LeVert there. Had to foul Albrecht. He made 1 of 2. So now Kraft has a chance to tie. And frustrating for the Buckeyes as the ball slips away from Aaron Kraft, and so does the game from Ohio State. 72-69, Michigan moves into the Big Ten championship game. Wolverines will be in the mix for a 1 seed if they can win that championship game on Sunday. Jay Williams, Seth Greenberg here now. So an impressive win for Michigan against Ohio State, and frankly a very impressive first half from North Carolina State against Duke. You have to deal with T.J. Warren. What's Duke having to do with the ACC Player of the Year?
They really tried to deny him the basketball, and then when he put it on the floor in the lane, they were early to help and kind of helped off the passer. And they're trying to get the ball out of his hands, but he's so good, he makes tough shots look easy. Watch here, he gets into curl right here. You got 4 Duke defenders early to help, and then Tyler Thornton does a nice job of closing out, but they're not letting T.J. Warren get the ball back. They're going to try to make someone else beat them. On this possession here, nice job right there, Rodney Hood taking away the post up, forcing them to post up off the lane. And as they get into offense, watch Hood. He's in no help or red denial. Watch him there, he takes away that pass lane, forcing Cat Barber to go and make a play. And for NC State, they had a lot of guys step up and make shots.
2 stars having good games. Warren with 13 in the first half, J.Parker 11.
When you think about Duke, you know the names that are associated with that program. J.Parker, Rodney Hood. The key to this basketball team, the key to them winning a national title, they need Q.Cook to be great. They need Q.Cook when he's great, they're a national title contender. He has 8 points in the first half, but I'm not talking about what he does offensively, Coach. When he's defensively locked in, that's when they're better engaged because he can put pressure on the ball. But there's been multiple times, RD, he's been caught on the island alone. And Anthony Cat Barber, who has 8 first-half points, has been able to get to the basket easier. They need him to be better on the defensive end.
And North Carolina State not nearly as benevolent as they were in the regular season meeting when they lost the points off turnover battle 33-2. The 1-point game is the Florida got pushed to the brink. So too did Virginia. We'll show you how those regular season conference champions came through.
What does everything mean to you? With the Quicksilver Cashback Card from Capital One, it means unlimited 1.5% cash back on everything you purchase every day. It doesn't mean everything as long as you buy it at the gas station. It doesn't mean everything until you hit your cashback limit. It means earn 1.5% cash back on every purchase, every place, every occasion, all over creation. That's what everything should mean. So consider, what's in your wallet?
$9 a month.
I'm the world's worst cleaning lady. I'm here in your home having a pretty spectacular Tuesday. But I don't notice the loose rug at the top of your stairs. And that's about to become an issue for me. If you've got the wrong home insurance coverage, my medical bills could get expensive. So get Allstate.
Good hands, good home. Make sure you have the right home protection. Talk to an Allstate agent.
Serious runners know that running is more than just clocking miles. They know that all shoes are not created equal. They know that a shoe should enable your foot rather than constrict it. They know that having the right equipment is essential. They know that landing softly is not just for aircraft. They know that zero-drop technology makes all the difference. And most importantly, runners know that at any moment, a run can go from ordinary to extraordinary. Introducing Ultra, the shoe that's charging straight through the running world. The only question is, where are you going to run today?
Welcome to the Buffalo Wild Wings halftime report.
Earlier this afternoon in Greensboro, ACC Semifinal, Pittsburgh and Virginia. Cavaliers, regular season champions, and trying to get to the tournament title game for the first time since '94. James Robinson, that was a brilliant defensive play for Pitt.
Great defensive play, kept his hands up, swiped down the ball, got all ball, was able to finish at the rim. I thought that was a foul, should have been an and one.
Absolutely should have been. Virginia has a 3-point lead, 4 seconds to go. Robinson gets a shot blocked by Justin Anderson. What'd you think of Bennett's strategy, Seth?
I thought it was a great decision not to foul. Guys who trust their defense will not give that foul.
51-48. Virginia gets the win. They go to the title game, awaiting the winner of our game. Tennessee and Florida in SEC semifinal. Jarnell's in the SEC tournament for the first time since '07, which is the last time they won the national champion. The first half is 28-22 in Catlanta. By the way, Kentucky's won 5 SEC tournament titles in the city of Atlanta. You'll see the UConn-Louisville game tonight, the American title game, the first one in Baylor and Iowa State, the Big 12 title at 9 on ESPN.
This halftime report is presented by Buffalo Wild Wings, the official hangout for NCAA March Madness.
I don't know who they are, but I love them.
Oh, me too, because I went there. I didn't just hop on the bandwagon.
Save the speech, kid. Sure, it's your Cinderella story, but this time of year, everyone gets invited to the ball. So share some school spirit and teach them that fight song of yours.
Where the mighty Ospreys.
Grab a seat. The game is on.
Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings, beer, sports.
Mighty Ospreys. Soar, 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 soar.
For the multitasker, getting the most from every dollar. For the visionary, seeing cash coming in and going out. For the dreamer, checking that retirement is right on track. For the CFO, making sure assets are working overtime. For over 160 years, PNC has been part of the communities we serve, providing tools, guidance, and experience to help people achieve.
Once upon a time, there was a boy who traveled to a faraway place where villages floated on water and castles were houses. Dragons lurked. Giants stood tall. And the good queen showed the boy it could all be real.
Whatever you can imagine, all in one place. Expedia, find yours.
$179 a month.
When your cable's on the fritz, you get tense. When you get tense, you can't sleep. When you can't sleep, you need to sleep. When you need to sleep, you get stranded. When you get stranded, you have to survive. When you have to survive, you eat wild berries. And when you eat wild berries, you chase imaginary butterflies into something highly illegal. Don't chase imaginary butterflies into something highly illegal. Get rid of cable and upgrade to DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
This halftime report is presented by Buffalo Wild Wings, the official hangout for NCAA March Madness.
3 true bid stealers playing on Saturday. One of them, St. Bonaventure against St. Joseph's in the Atlantic 10 semifinal, so the teams on the bubble can breathe easier. Langston Galloway driving for the Hawks, 67-48. St. Joe's, the Martellis fight their way into the A10 championship game. Tulsa and Louisiana Tech. This is Conference USA, and Danny Manning leading the Golden Hurricanes. Shad Ray going to go up and under. What about the job Manning's done, Seth?
Danny Manning's done a terrific job. Thinking that he lost Jordan Clarkson when he took over the job 2 years later, he's in the NCAA tournament.
Also, their first conference title since 2003. Some headlines: Julius Peppers leaving the Bears to go to the Packers after the Bears cut him loose in a salary cap move. Ben Tate signed a 2-year deal with the Browns, and Julian Edelman now agreed to a new deal to stay with the Patriots. And this just in to the Action News Desk. Joe Winardi says Michigan has now replaced Villanova as a 1 seed.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Land Rover, above and beyond.
Drive the extraordinary sales event, now through March 31st. Land Rover, above and beyond.
I'm the world's worst cleaning lady. I'm here in your home having a pretty spectacular Tuesday. But I don't notice the loose rug at the top of your stairs. And that's about to become an issue for me. If you've got the wrong home insurance coverage, my medical bills could get expensive. So get Allstate.
Good hands, good home. Make sure you have the right home protection. Talk to an Allstate agent.
Journeys will begin. Determination will thrive. Traditions will endure. Rivalries will ignite. Suspense will rise. Stars will shine. Leaders will inspire. And celebrations will reign. This is ACC basketball.
Father, this is really difficult to get through this. We're gonna need thy help.
I think I'm gonna be sick.
This is getting real right now.
It's freezing cold.
There's wild animals out here.
There was just a scorpion right underneath me.
We need to prepare for the absolute worst.
Oh my God. Naked and Afraid, the breakout hit returns, Sunday at 9 on Discovery.
15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Everybody knows that, Parker.
Well, did you know auctioneers make bad grocery store clerks?
It'll be $23.50. Now 75, 23.75, hold them, hey to get down 23.75, 24, hey, $24, 24 and a quarter, now half, 24 and a half and 75 and 25, now quarter, hey, 26 and a quarter, don't them, hey to get down 20, you want to do it, 5 and a quarter, sold to the man in the khaki jacket.
Geico, 15 minutes could save you, well, you know.
You're watching Championship Week, presented by Dick's Sporting Goods.
You're watching the ACC on ESPN. What a good first half of basketball that was here in Greensboro, with Duke leading North Carolina State 39-38. As these two schools battle for a spot in the championship game against Virginia tomorrow afternoon. Welcome back, everybody. Dan Shulman and Dick Vitale. Great basketball. Both teams executed very well, shot well offensively. Shot well.
They were making shots. They tucked the elbow in, had good elevation. They made shots.
But you're no T.J. Warren or J.Parker.
No, I don't have that kind of ability, no doubt whatsoever. And both guys were sensational. because it was real tough for him to get the ball. They're going to watch a little backdoor cut by TJ. See Hood's court staring at the ball. No one rotates over. Coach K's not going to be happy with that defensive effort. There he is cutting with the ball. You got to jump to the ball and not allow him to cut inside you. On the other side, you have Parker. Great change of direction, a reverse, hangs in the air, and gets the deuce. Going to watch him here now. He's posted up on the inside, wants the ball in deep, gets it, has a great drop step. Well, Hubie Brown would love that drop step.
I'll look at the stats, and yes, that's correct. North Carolina State shot 67% in the first half, but they're down by 1. Let's check in with Janine.
Well, Dan, Mike Krzyzewski was extremely wary of playing NC State because their Conference Player of the Year, T.J. Warren, has been super hot. And as he said, they're playing for their NCAA lives. He knows they need to play better on defense. Steve Wojciechowski told me, we didn't protect the rim. Our transition defense was slow and out of place. And we've got to guard better at the end of the clock. Like you guys said, both teams are making shots. Both teams want to play better defense.
Tyler Thornton picked up 3 fouls in the first half. He is on the floor starting the second half for Duke.
Well, they got Cook as ammunition on the bench. I know he was so productive in that first half.
And again, it's Rodney Hood on T.J. Warren, although now a switch, and Thornton finds himself on Warren.
See right there, he's going to try to post him. No, he's going to step out and run a little back door on him.
Puts up the shot from the baseline and hits again.
Does he ever miss shots? Does he ever miss shots?
He's 7 for 10, 15 points here this afternoon.
He really knows his ability too, his strengths, weaknesses. He has really analyzed himself exceptionally well.
Sulaiman tries to turn the corner, and he does.
Well, he turned the corner, but I could see Digger and those guys in the studio looking at that saying, hey, where's the help defense? I mean, you teach help defense. Nobody rotates over.
Tyler Lewis started the game for the Wolfpack at the point, played only 7 minutes, but had 3 assists, no turnovers. Then Barber came in off the bench, and he had 8 points. So good production at the point for the Wolfpack in the first half. Warren with the rebound. Can't finish. Loose ball tapped out to Vandenberg. Turner steps into a 3. Warren with the offensive rebound. And it's going to be Vandenberg over the back. That will be his first foul.
On the previous basket, when you had to drive to the goal by Duke for the layup, no one rotated. You got to really understand what help defense is. Watch this right here now. Everybody's chasing. Look at this direct basket. That whole 3-second area wide open. It should be flooded with players. Bob Knight used to teach that to perfection.
We're going to try it again. Sulaiman. More help this time. He'll kick it back out. Jefferson to Parker. Little stutter step. Back to Jefferson. Penetrates, kicks to Sulaiman, in and out on the 3. Good possession, good execution, but Sulaiman couldn't hit the shot.
You know, Warren's third in the nation to score. Number 2 is a kid by the name of Mason up there at Niagara. And number 1 is Lock City, a kid out of Creighton by the name of McDermott.
Nice look. Vandenberg from Lewis.
I like Vandenberg on the inside. I'm telling you, he's showing really getting better and better late in his career.
Like Warren, dropped a lot of weight in the summertime and has come back an improved player.
Well, this team has really got a better focus and a better chemistry than last year. They went to the NCAA tournament last year. In fact, Guthridge, he led them to the NCAA tournament twice, trying to do it for the 3rd straight year.
Last time that NC State was in the ACC Tournament championship game was 2007 when they lost to North Carolina. Last championship for them, 1987.
Wow. Mark Godfrey's done a great job in his first 2 years getting to the NCAA tournament, trying to do it 3 times. First 2 teams to go in their first 2 years when Bill Guthridge and Roy Williams did it with North Carolina.
And Washington with a foul. Let's take a look at NC State's BPI, brought to you by Audi, their basketball power index, and you can see the BPI, the RPI, not traditionally where your at-large teams would be. It's got to get a little bit better. They do have some good wins. Syracuse, Tennessee, Pittsburgh. A couple of those were on the road. But it looks like they still have some work to do. They could make a pretty impressive statement if they could pick up a win over Duke here today.
Well, the BBDI is not up there, and it thinks that they definitely should get a shot. You cannot tell me they're not one of the 36 best at-large teams available.
Lewis swings it. Turner takes it, misses the 3. And Jefferson with the rebound in traffic.
And if they're going to win this game, Turner's going to have to start making some of those threes.
By the way, we should mention we talked in the first half about Joe Lunardi, 1s and 2s. At halftime, we were told that Lunardi updated his bracketology and that the Michigan win over Ohio State, as the moment has moved them up to the 1 line and dropped Villanova down to the 2 as Parker gives Duke the lead.
I can really understand that. I mean, Michigan, if they were to win the Big Ten title, win the Big Ten regular season, that's quite an achievement, especially in a conference like the Big Ten, which is outstanding.
And Virginia trying to do the same in this conference, the outright regular season champs, and they're already into the final against the winner of this one.
I think if you put Virginia against Michigan's resumes against each other, the slight edge is going to go to Michigan because of the strength of the Big Ten.
J.Parker really looking to penetrate and do damage here today.
Well, you can do damage. If you can beat your guy off the bounce, there's not going to be anybody there to deal with. A lot of teams, you try doing that against Virginia, forget about it. You're going to have to pick up that dribble and kick the ball out. Here you go right directly to the lane, and that's what Mark Godfrey was talking to Janine about. They got to do a better job defensively.
And one of the changes Mark Gottfried's going to make, maybe because of that, is bring Barber back into the game in the hopes of slowing down Sulaiman a bit.
Well, Barber had a terrific first half.
Warren double team. Back out to Turner.
He has to make that three. Has to make that three.
And NC State has tied it at 45 on the 10th three-pointer that Ralston Turner has made so far in the ACC tournament.
You know what impresses me this afternoon? You would think a kid like Warren would take a lot of really hurried and bad shots. I haven't seen a bad shot. That's certainly not a bad shot by Hood.
Duke back on top.
Have you seen him take any first shots?
No.
I haven't seen it.
Warren tries to lob it. Maybe a bad decision there as Jefferson knocks it away. 2-on-1. Parker!
Are you serious, America? That guy's a PTP. He's solid gold. His bank account's going to be solid gold, too, in a couple of years. He is an absolute superstar. J.Parker.
On the turnover, Duke in transition. Parker had a wingman, didn't need it. And the Duke lead is up to 4 here in Greensboro.
The American and Phillips 66 Big 12 Championships tonight on ESPN.
Drive the extraordinary sales event, now through March 31st. Land Rover, above and beyond.
Retirement solutions from New York Life can help you keep good going.
You'll always find fresh values at Subway, where this March, the Meatball Marinara is our featured $5 footlong. Try it with peppers, onions, and melty mozzarella, along with our signature marinara sauce. This March only, Subway. Eat fresh.
Really? So our business can be on AT&T's network for $175 a month?
Yep, all 5 of you for $175.
Our clients need a lot of attention.
There's unlimited talk and text.
We're working deals all day.
You get 10 gigabytes of data to share.
What about expansion potential?
Add a line anytime for $15 a month.
Low dues, great terms.
Let's close.
New AT&T Mobile Share Value Plans. Our best value plans ever for business.
This is the Quicksilver Cashback card from Capital One. It's not the juggle a bunch of rotating categories card. It's not the sign up for rewards each quarter card. It's the no games, no messing around, no earning limit having, do I look like I'm joking, turbo boosting heavyweight champion of the world cashback card. This is the Quicksilver Cashback card from Capital One. Unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase, everywhere, every single day. Now tell me, what's in your wallet?
Greensboro, Dan Shulman to Dick Vitale, Janine Edwards, Duke at NC State. One more look. J.Parker, look at the elevation and the finish, and the lead is 4. Mark Godfrey took a timeout. We're in a timeout window again, the under 16 media timeout, so next whistle will send them right back. But you were saying good timeout by Mark Godfrey. You don't take one there, and Duke can get 2-3 more buckets.
Absolutely. I thought it was a real good timeout because Duke is so explosive and can be a spurt basketball team and can go on a run off that play. That play gives you a little momentum.
Sulaiman, Jefferson, Thornton for 3.
There it is, a little spurt. I'm telling you now, these possessions getting big for North Carolina State. This can get away from them.
7-0 run after the game was tied.
And the one thing you don't want that committee to look at, you get blown out at the end.
Warren with 15 in the game, just 2 of them here in the second half.
They're doing a great job denying the basketball, keeping it away. He can't score if he doesn't have the rock in his hands.
And Barber, a touch foul called on Sulaiman to take us to a timeout. Well, one thing Duke does about as well as any team in the country is knock down threes. They were cold early, but they have heated up since.
Call of Duty Ghosts. Now $39.99 at participating retailers for a limited time. Rated M for mature.
Drive the extraordinary sales event, now through March 31st. Land Rover, above and beyond.
Multi-million-dollar athletes can afford almost anything. But what they really want... Welcome back, sir. ...is what they never stop lying. McDonald's dollar menu at breakfast. With options like the sausage McMuffin and the McCafe coffee, they can pick their favorites and share the wealth. There's something for everyone to love at McDonald's.
Check in on the Big Ten semifinal. Michigan State and Wisconsin Spartans jumped out to a 7-0 lead in this game. Good ball movement. Travis Trice playing good basketball now. Knocks down the jumper. 8-point lead right now for Michigan State as they try to wreck that battle for the 1 seed between Michigan and Wisconsin in the championship game on Sunday. On ABC, Kentucky and Georgia in a fight, 4-point lead for the Cats at the break. And in the A-10, GW on top of VCU by 3. Winner gets St. Joe's tomorrow.
Reese, thank you. Michigan State decimated by injuries for so much of the season. You still wonder if there's enough time. Everybody's back now. Not everybody's 100% healthy, but they're all playing. There's Jefferson. Another transition bucket for Duke.
And there's Duke right now at their best. They're at their best when they're creating turnovers, making threes. If they're making threes, number 1, and they're creating turnovers, number 2, and it leads to offense, they're a very tough team to beat.
It's a 9-0 run since the game was tied.
Well, since that momentum they got off the dunk by Mr. Parker.
And Jefferson with a foul. It'll be just the second team foul on Duke this half.
Turnover. They're going to take that turnover. They're going to convert off it. They kick it right out. Very athletic. Jefferson with the finish.
And it was Tyler Thornton who got it started by forcing the turnover at the other end. He's played all 6.5 minutes this half with 3 fouls. Started the half with 3, but he's been in there ever since. And again, getting a lot of minutes, getting as many minutes as he's ever gotten really right now in the last couple of games.
Well, you know, he brings a steadiness, he brings poise, a veteran, experienced player.
Interior position there for Warren as he grabs the offensive rebound and is fouled, and we send it down to that end of the court with Janine.
Well, guys, despite that 9-0 run by Duke, Mark Gottfried has been assuring his team in timeouts that they're fine. He's trying to keep them focused and locked in on what they need to do, which is basically defend better. Know where Parker is at all times. Do a better job on help side defense, and they've got to pick up these quicker guys when they make turns on them, like Sulaiman.
Tell you one thing, Gottfried's got a little taste of the NCAA championship. 1995, he was sitting next to Jim Herrick, along with Steve Lavin as well, Lorenzo Romar.
Lewis back in at the point now for State. Lee the drive, Lewis the 3. Well short, and Hood down with a rebound.
Right now, Uncle Mo is definitely on the side of Duke.
Sulaiman a very productive day. The same can be said for Parker. Challenged by Vandenberg, and they play on. Nice bounce pass, and Thornton just picked up his 4th foul.
A lot of people on the Duke bench noticed a walk prior. Lee got fouled on that play. Lee was a quarterback in high school. Outstanding quarterback before going out to junior college. Was like 5th in the nation in scoring out of New Mexico Junior College. Averaged about 21 a game.
And Thornton's going to sit down. Cook will take his place.
Well, that's pretty good when you go to the bench. Bring a guy like Cook. Cook could start for 99% of the teams in America.
And was a starter for much of the season for Mike Krzyzewski. Now Josh Hairston, who had more minutes earlier in the season, but he finds himself back in the game for the 2nd time today. Played a little bit in the first half as well as he takes the place of Jefferson.
And I want to give a little tribute, a little salute out here, a tip of the hat to the mid-majors that are going to be so jubilant when they see their name on the line tomorrow. The Delawares, the Manhattans, the Wofords, the Mercers, the Coastal Carolinas, Eastern Kentucky, North Dakota State. Tommy Amica, former Dookie at Harvard, has done an amazing job at Harvard.
You thinking back to your days at the University of Detroit, not getting the respect from some of the big fellas?
Yeah, they never treat you like, you know, I tried to get games to this guy Phelps down in Notre Dame. He said there's no roads to the Motor City from South Bend.
Whatever became of that guy?
I don't know. Is he in the studio?
7-point lead, Duke over State.
Going to a little zone right here. Tough to zone them the way they shoot.
Parker step back jumper over Anya.
I'm going to make a statement right now. I know Embiid has a tremendous potential, but if I were making a choice, I would sit and bang my head out and knock it out thinking about Wiggins or Parker. Wiggins or Parker. They're ready to come play now. If you're a coach and get Embiid, the guy gets him, he gets fired, and then Embiid steps in for the new guy 3 years from now and becomes a star.
Lee with a drive off the underside of the rim. Again, transition and numbers for Duke. And Cook will pull it back out.
Ran to the 3-point line and then backed it out. Wanted to get an offensive reset.
Staying in the 2-3. Hairston the kick. What a good look. And it will be Duke ball when we come back. The officials will confer. We'll see if they'll change whose ball it is. Looks like it's going to be Duke's as we step aside with 11:15 to go here in the 2nd half. Back and forth they went. They were tied recently, but the Blue Devils, to a certain extent, taken control of this one in recent minutes.
A man pioneers a way to see the unseen, leading to radar, forever providing early warnings and safer journeys. The conviction to create a safer journey is the Mazda way. The Mazda 6 uses radar, lasers, and sensors to detect objects and even apply the brakes for you. Introducing the modern sports sedan, the Mazda 6. What do you drive?
Take that, Jersey Tucker.
That's a technical, Sunshine. You know the rules. We play hard, but we don't play dirty. A good sport shakes hands, win or lose. So get back out there and make good.
Sorry, man. I got next round.
Hey, drinks on this guy. Grab a seat. The game is on.
Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings, beer, sports. Hey, what about me?
Let that beat down in your soul. Gotta run. Gotta run. Gotta run. Gotta run.
Out here, there are no cheat codes, no avatars, no magic stars. This does not require an operating system or a username or password. And there will not be better versions of these games coming out next year. There's nothing like the good of sport. This spring, shop the brands you love, plus thousands of items on sale now. Sports Authority, all things sporting good.
Welcome back to the Greensboro Coliseum, semifinal number 2 here in the ACC Tournament. Dan Shulman, Dick Vitale, Janine Edwards, and Duke now leading NC State by 9. It was a 1-point game at the half, but it's been a productive few minutes for the Blue Devils.
They're really doing a great job with shot selection. Starts with their defense, and there's Parker with the jam. That gave them really lots of momentum. And there's Thornton on a little pass from the interior. Defensive play, kick out to Jefferson. There's the jam. They're up by 9. But I will tell you this. Remember this. They were up 13. They were up 13 last night on Clemson.
NC State shot 67% in the first half, 16 of 24. They're 23% in the second half, 3 of 13.
They're in the zone now, 2-3 zone. Came out of their man-to-man. Had too many holes in it. Duke laying some screens against that zone. Hairston getting minutes.
Shot clock to 7. Sulaiman to Hood. Hood the drive, the floater, and another basket for Rodney Hood. What a great second option he is at the offensive end.
Absolutely. He will be a dynamite player at the next level. 24-second clock, up and down the floor, has range as a shooter.
Second team All-ACC performer.
Tough to believe there's 5 better than him in this conference.
Lee with a travel as we say hello to Janine again.
Guys, in talking about Rodney Hood, you know, coaches have said he's a kid that just cares so much. He wants to do well. And yesterday, he threw up during halftime of the game out here on the court. He has a nervous stomach. His nerves have gotten the better of him in several games this season. They had not given him his anti-nausea medicine. They had weaned him off of it. But today, they did give him that tablet. And so far, so good for Rodney Hood.
Warren takes it away from Parker, feeds Lee for a much-needed NC State basket.
Nice little play by Warren. See a lot of big-time scores right there. They were trying to make that play happen for themselves. That shows a little unselfishness on his part.
Past the midway point of the second half, Duke leading NC State by 9.
Last year, Duke knocked out in the semis by Florida State. Had the double king last year, Miami, Jim Larinaga.
Good pass by Hairston, and Cook knocks down the 3. Hairston doing a nice job moving the basketball against the zone.
Last 2 years been tough for Duke. Lost to Maryland in the quarters. In 2013, 2012, lost to Florida State in the semis.
Virginia waiting for the winner of this one in tomorrow's semifinal, 1 o'clock Eastern here on ESPN. Kyle Washington, count the basket and a foul.
Nice play by Washington in that lane. Prior to 2012, Duke won the ACC Tournament title 3 consecutive years, 2009 to 2011.
The lefty spinning it in and now looking for a 3-point play.
They got some nice parts. A lot of these kids come back next year. You throw in and add the kid Lacey to the mix. They're going to be a good basketball team.
Jefferson returns for Hairston.
In fact, the recruiting class right now is rated in the top 15 and does not include Lacey as part of it. Going to full court trap. Tough to trap this spot. Get great spacing. Mike Krzyzewski does a tremendous job handling all phases of the game. Parker wants the ball down inside.
State staying in the 2-3 zone. Cook's feeling it from outside. This one short, tap back out by Jefferson, and Cook runs it down.
Terrific play by Jefferson to give a second opportunity.
Sulaiman pulls up from 16 and buries it.
So many weapons. When they're playing good offensively, Dan, when they got it very efficient and they're effective, very difficult team to beat.
And already 4 in double figures. Parker, Sulaiman, Hood, and Cook.
Different teams since the moment when Parker had that big jam in transition.
Papa John's has changed the cheeseburger forever.
It's my new double cheeseburger pizza. Cheeseburger? Cheeseburger. Cheeseburger? Cheeseburger.
Double cheeseburger.
Papa John's new double cheeseburger pizza. 100% premium beef, no fillers, fresh diced tomatoes, pickles, and a zesty sauce. Just $12 for a limited time at papajohns.com.
Papa John's quality with the taste of a cheeseburger. You got me. It's better ingredients. Better pizza. Papa John's.
What a matchup for you tomorrow afternoon. The NBA Sunday Showcase features the Houston Rockets and the Miami Heat at 3:30 Eastern Time. It all starts with NBA Countdown presented by Speed Stick Gear at 3. 8:20 to go here in the second half. The Wolfpack and the Blue Devils, the lead is up to 11 now for Duke. NC State shot 67%, scored 38 points. In the first half, they have scored only 14 points here in the second half.
Well, Duke's done a great job keeping the ball away from Warren.
Just missed a baseline jumper. Freeman. No. Warren missed one. Still battling for it. Knocked away by Parker. Saved by Cook. And it's Duke ball.
Great effort right there by Warren and the kids from North Carolina State, but just came up empty. Great spacing right there. Tough to give a lot of help. Gives himself one-on-one.
Not this time for Parker, and down with the rebound is Washington. Can NC State get Warren back in rhythm like he was in the first half? He's just 1 for 5 in the second half.
I think you got to credit really the defense of Duke. Doing a tremendous job. We got Hood now chasing them all over the place.
Here he is. 1 for 6 in the second half, make it 2 for 7. How about that? We saw that yesterday, too. Taking a shot on one side of the basket, and he comes up with a rebound on the other side of the basket.
Nobody blocked him out. Allowed him to go directly on path to the goal. Terrific offensive rebound right there. Tell you one thing, they're battling. There's no quit.
And Mike Krzyzewski will use a timeout. The lead down to 9.
Much Warren right here. He loves to get to the baseline. He's a baseline beauty. He loves to operate 12, 15 feet. And there he is, comes up with the offensive rebound. Hood never put a body on.
You're right. Hood just turned and watched the ball, and Warren went right by him. We've seen him do that in every game in which he's played so far in this tournament.
You know, Mark Godfrey's done a great job everywhere he's been. At Alabama, he had himself some really good, solid years. Made the Elite Eight in 2004. With the Crimson Tide. He also did a solid job at Murray State. His best job probably was when he worked at ESPN, because he never ever lost again. Nobody. I hear you talk about Krzyzewski's records. I hear you talk about all these Giants behind. They can't compare to my record. 35 years, man. I'm over 1,000-0.
Everyone's a win?
You
won every one?
Every one you win. How do you lose? How do you lose doing this for a living? You don't lose. Coach everybody's team in America, and you never, ever lose.
Inside 7 minutes to play here in Greensboro.
This is danger time for NC State. They got to come up with some stops defensively.
And T.J. Warren is called for the foul. That will send us to the under 8 media timeout. Just his second. They'll need a lot from him down the stretch.
Second AD over here, both the hypotenuse of the right. Matt,
Last time.
Yeah. I made my shot. What are you doing? Come on, Matt. Knock it off. Come on, Matt. That's it. Everyone on the sideline.
Welcome to the rescue mission. So I'm going to go ahead and put you guys to work.
Basketball does not define you as men. What defines you is your character and your honesty and what you guys will become, and you move on into life.
All right, so I'm Matt. This is my assistant coach, and we're going to coach you guys today. Make a move, put it up. Good shot. Can't get it. You guys can't get it.
When Martin Cooper invented the mobile phone in 1973,
Hello? Yeah, this is Marty. Guess what we did?
connectivity took a mighty leap forward. Staying connected is also the Mazda way. That's why the 2014 Mazda 3 uses cutting-edge technology
Hey. Hi. Headed home? On my way.
to keep you seamlessly connected to the world around you and the road beneath you. This is the 2014 Mazda 3. What do you drive?
All-State March Mayhem update at him on the Dogs. Georgia won't go away, 41-39. Aaron Harrison with 16 so far. Big Ten semifinal. Michigan State so far opening up a can on Wisconsin. And VCU up by a deuce on GW trying to get to the A10 championship game against St. Joe's.
Battery's 15-point lead for the Spartans over the Badgers right now. Here, Duke up 9 on State, 6:47 to go. And one of the reasons, Dick, they've really clamped down on T.J. Warren for the most part.
They've made it tough, Dan, for him to get open looks. Here he is right now. Look at two guys now. He draws attention everywhere he's going to be. Third leading scorer in America. And right there, he turns it over. They convert on the other end. Look at this here. He gets bumped. I mean, you can't get the ball cleanly. At the next level, he will because of the people around him. But he's a big-time scorer. We've seen it this year.
13 in the first half, just 4 in the second half for Warren.
Had 36 in that game when they lost that heartbreaker on a dramatic play by Page, who had 35 for North Carolina.
Sulaiman driving again. And heading again. He's having a big afternoon now with 15 points.
Well, he had 14 yesterday, and they needed every one of them against Clemson, a gutty Clemson team.
Warren from the baseline. Sulaiman kicks it out of there.
Hey, dreams are made of. I mentioned Prairie View a little bit earlier, 11-22. Well, they're up 11 right now in the first half over Texas Southern. And manage the clock now. Still run your offense.
Cook and Sulaiman in the backcourt for the Blue Devils. Barber guarding Cook. Content to take a little time off the clock. Duke with a double-digit lead. Sulaiman. And will shoot 3 free throws.
I don't think there's any doubt about that. None whatsoever.
And Mark Gottfried didn't like that play by Kyle Washington, who's going to bring Vandenberg back into the game.
Take a look at the contact right there after he releases the ball.
Well, what an important difference this is for Duke. After Sulaiman, as you mentioned, didn't play in the game against Michigan in December and had to work his way back into the rotation, wasn't playing or practicing particularly well, but we all saw the ability that he had last year, one of the best freshmen in the ACC last year, and now he's back. I mean, he's back to where he was, and he's a double-digit scorer and a key part of this team again.
Well, he's aggressive. He's really become aggressive offensively. I credit his parents. A lot of kids, when, you take away your starting job, you begin to pout, you sulk, you sit on the bench. You think about transfer.
Yep.
But all your life you run. All your life you run. You got to sometimes suck it up and face tough times. And he did it in a proper way, and he made his coaching staff very, very happy. Warren has a chance right now to verge becoming the 6th player in ACC history to lead the league in field goal percentage 2 years in a row.
R.Sulaimon has missed the first 2.
Wow.
Missed all 3.
At the hat trick.
Wow, he can't believe it.
Yeah. At the hat trick, a little hockey in the house.
On a season, a 79% free throw shooter. He missed all 3.
A little fatigued, tired maybe. Play back-to-back. Got to play 3 games if you win.
Turner with about a 26-footer that rims out.
Total control right now by Duke. I mean, even though they're only up 11, you can see total control of the game. You're going to do what they want to do right now, make you play defense, take some time off the clock, spread the court. I love the spacing, 15, 17 feet apart.
Jefferson looking for somebody, finds Hood, and a foul called on Turner.
Well, Hood ran the backdoor cut. Had that backdoor cut. They found him. They do a lot of that out of that offensive set. You see him right there with a little backdoor cut. Catches the ball from Jefferson. Tries to reverse. Gets fouled. Good free throw shooter.
More championship week action coming your way. A little bit later on tonight, you'll have the American Championship, UConn and Louisville at 6 Eastern. That comes your way from Memphis. And then the Big 12 Championship at 9 Eastern, Iowa State and Baylor.
Now you talk about a hot team. What about Louisville? The way they've been punishing. Nobody talks about them. The other day, Russ Smith gets 42. Rick Pitino in the tournament and Tom Izzo in the tournament are dangerous coaches. They have that unique ability to motivate, to inspire in the one-and-done situation where one bad night, the party's over. Don't be shocked if Louisville marches on.
Joe Lunardi having them, I think, as a 3 seed right now, as Hood snaps a streak of 4 consecutive missed free throws by the Blue Devils.
And I'll tell you one thing about UConn. You got to give Kevin Ollie a little credit. Beat Memphis and beat Cincinnati, and now he has to beat Louisville.
Yeah, Louisville had an easier route. They had Rutgers and Houston because there were upsets on their side of the bracket. But still, I mean, they're pounding people.
Oh, they're pounding people. Really pounding people. So is Arizona. What a matchup that's going to be. The offense of UCLA and Arizona's defense. And both guys, by the way, are coming to my gala. Sean Miller and Steve Alford.
Lewis to Freeman, who's played very well in this tournament. Back out to Lewis.
It's been a tough second half for Warren. Trying to get open, trying to get shots. Very, very difficult.
And we don't see kind of the same bounce and fight in NC State that we have seen consistently here in this tournament, whether it's reality setting in, fatigue, playing for the 3rd day in a row, who knows?
That's really tough when you play 3 days in a row, challenged. Duke makes it tough at the end. When they have the lead, they really are tough to beat.
And Cook is fouled as we step aside for the under 4 timeout. Blue Devils by a dozen.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Dick's Sporting Goods. Every season starts at Dick's. Mazda, conviction, creativity, courage. This is the Mazda way. And Allstate. Are you in good hands?
A man pioneers a way to see the unseen, leading to radar, forever providing early warnings and safer journeys. The conviction to create a safer journey is the Mazda way. The Mazda 6 uses radar, lasers, and sensors to detect objects and even apply the brakes for you. Introducing the modern sports sedan, the Mazda 6. What do you drive?
I'm a 6'8" power forward from your alma mater. We're one shot away from winning it all. And you couldn't even look away if your kitchen was on fire. Hey, look, your kitchen's on fire. And if you got your home insurance where you got your cut rate car insurance, it might not pay for all that. It's March, and it's mayhem. So get Allstate, where agents help keep you protected from mayhem like me.
Mayhem is everywhere, so get an Allstate agent. Are you in good hands?
What does everything mean to you? With the Quicksilver Cashback Card from Capital One, it means unlimited 1.5% cash back on everything you purchase every day. It doesn't mean everything as long as you buy it at the gas station. It doesn't mean everything until you hit your cashback limit. It means earn 1.5% cash back on every purchase, every place, every occasion, all over creation. That's what everything should mean. So consider, what's in your wallet?
You and me, we got something magic.
You shouldn't have to share your appetizers. Chili cheese fries and Chipotle ranch chicken, grilled inside a tortilla. Taco Bell's newest loaded grillers.
ESPN Bracketology is your Selection Sunday guide to the big dance.
They've proven they belong.
That'll be a classic. Great defense against great offense.
ESPN Bracketology Special presented by Staples. Tomorrow at 7 on ESPN.
Warren tries to lob it. Maybe a bad decision there. Jefferson knocks it away. 2-on-1.
Are you serious, America?
J.Parker and the Duke Blue Devils 3 minutes and 59 seconds away from a spot in the final. T.J. Warren, a very big first half, a much quieter second half. And NC State as a team, I think they shot 67% in the first half. They're shooting 27% in the second half.
Well, better second half defensive effort by Duke. Doing a great job spreading the ball and also on the offensive end. And Warren's had a very difficult. I think he might feel a little tired right now physically. Going 3 straight days, getting so much attention every time he's on the floor. A terrific player and had a phenomenal year. And what about a little tip of the hat to Danny Manning, one of my favorite players who I've covered in my years at ESPN with Tulsa as a coach, going to the big dance. Danny Manning.
One of the nicest guys you'll ever
Absolutely.
Too. Bernard Freeman with a chance for 3.
There's Freeman getting the ball in deep. By the way, Danny's coming to the gala too. And the reason I mention the gala, it benefits the V Foundation on behalf of Jimmy V. And Jimmy would be very proud. In fact, Monday night, you'll be proud of me. I'm getting a check for $50,000 for the V Foundation, being honored by the Tampa Bay Lightning. I'm going to the hockey game, and I will be there. And
you're going to the hockey game?
$50,000, and we're getting $100,000. You ready for this? From Taylor Swift's Foundation. So I'm telling you, things are really going great, people. V Foundation, if you want to help us, just go to my website, dickvitelonline.com, and you can find out how you can donate and help stamp out that disease that affects so many beautiful people.
The deficit down to 10 for the Wolfpack as Mark Guthrie uses timeout. He's still got 1 left with 3:44 to go. Well, tomorrow is the day, Selection Sunday, and ESPN's coverage of the men's Division I basketball tournament continues tomorrow with a special sports center at 5:30, and at 7 it's bracketology. Don't miss all the latest news and analysis as Dick and everybody else, all of the experts on our panel, break down this year's field of 68. Here's the latest from Joe Lunardi, the 1s and 2s, as we mentioned, after the Michigan win over Ohio State. Mr. Lunardi moved Michigan up to the 1 line, Villanova down to the 2.
Hey, you can have Michigan and Michigan State in the final tomorrow. Unbelievable. Do you think Tom Izzo and his kids, with a healthy cast, would like another shot at Michigan? Lost to them twice in 2 tough games, and that could affect the #1 seed. In fact, our game here tomorrow at 1 o'clock, Virginia and Duke, could play a vital role in that #1 seed. Les Jones taking command here.
Something about a Duke substitution, I believe. Or Duke questioning an NC State substitution. And it looks like Lewis probably came out of the game, and then they probably tried to put him back in with no time coming off the clock, so they're going to have to put Vandenberg back into the game and Lewis back on the bench.
Well, the Duke coaching staff, somebody picked that up, Mr. Wojciechowski and company. I'll tell you, Wojo is ready to be a head coach. I have no doubt in my mind that he will have his opportunities. See the nice job Chris Collins did his first year down in Northwestern.
3.5 to go. Duke handling the choke and pressure pretty easily.
Spreading the court, 3 out, 2 in.
Only 4 turnovers committed by the Blue Devils today.
And you know, North Carolina State really didn't turn it up much. I think they had 7 turnovers. They had 21 in the first matchup.
Hood off his leg out of bounds. The Wolfpack get the ball back.
Only down 10. If you can make a couple of threes, you can make it a little interesting.
And now Mark Gottfried gets the substitution he wants, brings Lewis in. So Lewis and Barber in the game together, which you don't see very often. Jefferson back in for Parker. So Coach K going offense, defense right now. He's got a smaller lineup with Hood at the 4, Jefferson at the 5. Parker obviously a better offensive player, but Jefferson a better defensive player.
Big possession right now. They have to come up with a score here. I mean, Hood is like a glue right on this guy. He's right on Warren. Little Warren goes by him that time, though. Oh, usually that goes down.
Freeman continues his productive afternoon. It's down to 8.
Matt Freeman with a good offensive rebound. Again, nobody blocking out.
Freeman 13 points and 9 rebounds today.
Pretty good, going for a double-double. Taking time off that clock. Shortening the game. Spreading the court.
And a whistle and a foul on T.J. Warren. That'll be his 3rd.
And Hood's a very good free throw shooter going to that line.
Bonus for Duke. You know, Mark Gottfried says, just go win a game. Don't worry about your overall resume or what people are saying. Are you in? Are you out? But kids are all over the internet. They're watching TV. They know exactly what's being said. Whether it turns out to be prophetic or not is another story. But everybody wearing a red uniform today knows exactly what the situation appears to be.
Oh, what a big-time play on the baseline. Parker with the offensive rebound. And he finishes it. What a terrific freshman year. No one at Duke in the history of Duke has ever led them in scoring and rebounding. He will be the first as a freshman.
And Marty Aronoff reminding us that's now 19 points for Parker on his 19th birthday.
Well, Marty's right on top of it. He's a PTP. Been working with Marty for years. Watch Parker right now. He's going to come with the offensive rebound. Great hands. He has terrific hands. His dad was a great shooter, Sonny Parker.
That's just hard work.
Golden State. There's the champ.
And 2 shots coming now for Cat Barber.
You know, with some talk, I read an article. You know, he's a Mormon when you're talking about Parker, that he may go on a Mormon mission. They're not sure. He's got some decisions to make. Maybe even come back to school. And last year, we were surprised with Smart coming back to Oklahoma State.
Well, if he decides to turn pro, you got to believe he's going to be 1st or 2nd pick, at worst 3rd pick in the NBA draft.
Can't see him going there at 3. I really can't. If you want instant productivity, he and certainly Wiggins are ready.
8-point game. More pressure.
And I love Embiid's upside. There's no doubt about it.
And Duke will have to use a timeout. Cook got trapped somewhat just over the timeline.
If I were on the committee, and I'm not, so I have no power whatsoever, but I'm telling you right now, there aren't 36 teams better than North Carolina State for that large berth. The fact that they beat Pittsburgh at Pittsburgh, beat Syracuse out of neutral, went right to the buzzer with Syracuse, to the buzzer with North Carolina. I mean, are you serious? Beat Tennessee at Tennessee, who's a good basketball team, as Virginia. They beat Virginia by 30 plus. I know it's a one-time thing you say, but the bottom line is, you look at their resume, I say the BBDI, say I go to the Vital Ball Dome Index. That's all I need, is the Ball Dome Index. I don't need those computers. I go to this Ball Dome, and the Ball Dome says, and I go to this one eye test, and that one eye says, NC State belongs in the dance. Thank you, Dan.
What did I do? I just got out of the way. I didn't want to get posterized during that talk.
I hope you don't get paid by the word.
Well, I don't. I made sure of that.
You know, Duke is right now 21-0 when they hold opponents under 70 points. Pretty good number. 21-0.
They handle the pressure, working the clock. And now State. And Mark Gottfried is livid at Ralston Turner for committing that foul. The shot clock was down to 12 or 13, and I think he just wanted them to play it out at that point. That's the 4th on Turner, and it's going to send R.Sulaimon to the free throw line. And the way Gottfried reacted, it's as if Turner did exactly what Gottfried told him he didn't want him to do.
Yeah, Mark was not a happy camper. You know, Mark was a heck of a point guard. Played at Alabama.
And the lecture continues right now on the bench. R.Sulaimon, though, misses the front end, and another offensive rebound off a missed free throw. That's the 2nd time in about the last 30 seconds that's happened.
Well, nobody blocking that on the lane. That's one thing you teach right from the beginning of practice. When you have your practice sessions early, do special situations. Going to talk about that.
10th foul, double bonus now. Duke, remarkably, because they're a very good free throw shooting team, they've missed 7 of their last 9.
That has to be fatigue. That's going to be that you're a little tired. Turner not really happy right there and knows that he made a mistake. This game basically changed on the dunk and the steal by Parker. It was like a nip and tuck game, and all of a sudden, bam, and they got a little spurt, and that broke the game open.
A lot of time coming off the clock here. They're down by 10.
Can't get good looks. They're making them with that defense. Take time off the clock. Look at this.
Barber into Warren, and he is fouled. So they'll get him to the free throw line, but about 25 seconds came off the clock during that position.
You know, Warren doesn't get any easy shots. No easy shots at all.
30 for 30. Requiem for the Big East explores the meteoric rise of the Big East Conference as it became one of the most successful college sports leagues in America that eventually had to fight for survival in a new era. Requiem for the Big East presented by Infinity. You did a ton of Big East games back. I mean, there was a lot of heyday for the Big East, but thinking of the mid-'80s, the
special
Georgetown, Syracuse, St. John's, Villanova, you did so many great personalities as coaches, too.
I will never forget a championship game that I had between Connecticut and Georgetown. It was Mr. Iverson and Mr. Allen. What an incredible game. By the way, a great article by Hoops Rice in the Daily News about the fact that the Big East is not dead, but there's so much excitement still in there. They got some quality teams. Had St. John's advanced at the Garden, it would have been rocking that place.
And Q.Cook will use another timeout.
Well, you know, Duke will be hooking up with Virginia. Last time they played was January 13th. R.Sulaimon had 21, hit a dramatic shot for 3, and in that game, 69-65, won by Duke.
Well, let's take a video look at that game on the assumption now that Duke is going to advance to the championship game. As you mentioned, January the 13th in Durham. Virginia was down 11 with 3 minutes left. Now, the Brogdon got hot, though. But look at his shot. Look at that shot, the bounce by Sulaiman. The corner 3 that hit the rim, went way up in the air and bounced down through the basket. And eventually Duke would go on to win 69-65. That was the only time they met during the regular season. Virginia, the regular season champions. Duke, the 3 seed. And it looks like they're going to meet again tomorrow afternoon for the ACC championship, and perhaps with some seeding implications as well.
Tell you one thing, the last time Virginia won, I looked it up, I couldn't believe it. 1976. Wally Walker, Mark Ivoroni, 1976. The only time. The only time they've ever won. Didn't win it with the Ralph Sampson era. In fact, Jimmy V beat him the 1 year, the year he marched on for the championship in '83. He had to win the ACC tournament. NC State only had to beat Michael Jordan, North Carolina, Ralph Sampson, Virginia, beat Wake Forest to get in the tournament. And then it was when Jimmy put that unbelievable statement, survive and advance.
Well, a little further back, 40 years ago in this building, NC State, Maryland, maybe the best game ever played in the ACC tournament, 103-100 in overtime. David Thompson and company. And then NC State won the national championship in this building over Marquette as well, as Warren gets the tip in.
Yeah, Mr. Elmore was on that team. I sat with Lefty Drelzell last night. Have a little coffee down with he and his beautiful bride, and we're talking, and I heard about that game. Just like whatever we did, you know you're going to hear about UCLA.
33.9 to go. And barring a catastrophe here for Duke, they are headed to the final.
My friend, I got a better chance, and you have a better chance of growing here than NC State walking out with a W here this afternoon.
Barber. 7-point game.
My little hair growing. I felt a little hair pop up.
Mark Gottfried will take his last time out. J.Parker, Dick, another big afternoon.
Yeah, Jabari, there he's down on the post inside, gets real wide, spreads his body, uses the drop step exceptionally well. Great in the open court. There he is with the finish in the open court. Come out of the Windy City, a Chicago Super. There he is, that with a great offensive rebound, and then an explosion to the basket. Over the years, there have been so many great ones out of Chicago. You think about Derrick Rose, think about Marcus Liberty, came out of Chicago, played for the Flying Illini. So many. Isaiah Thomas.
The only freshman in ACC history with more 20-point games, Kenny Anderson for Georgia Tech. Back in 1990, J.Parker with 17 games with 20 or more points this year. Had that little lull early in conference play, was taking more outside shots, not getting inside as much, but now that he's gone back to getting inside, getting to the free throw line more, his productivity's way up.
Well, that was the Clemson Notre Dame when they lost those games. That was also during a time, and I'm not certainly making any alibis excuses. It's a fact. Mike Krzyzewski lost someone very dear to his heart. His brother passed and was missing practice, etc. And it really, I think, affected the team.
72-65, Coach K and the Blue Devils 27 seconds away from a meeting with Virginia tomorrow afternoon.
No doubt he'll be the first coach, male basketball, to reach 1,000 or more wins. Pat Summitt did it.
And they can't get the ball in, and now Duke has to use its final timeout.
Nice coaching staff over there on that sideline. Bobby Lutz did a great job at Charlotte. Somebody thinking about a head coach, but think about that guy. Did a great job at Charlotte. Derek Wittenberg on the staff. Who can ever forget the dramatics? 1983 and his buddy Sidney Lowe, Lorenzo Charles with the finish. Beating a great Phi Slamma Jamma, Houston.
Well, it's been an interesting year in the ACC. Some people feel overall the league did not achieve expectations, did not live up to expectations. But you look at some of the individual award winners, J.Parker, first team All-ACC, an obvious choice. T.J. Warren was named the ACC Player of the Year. Marcus Page, who one of the most improved players in the country. C.J. Fair, the outstanding senior from Syracuse. And this is the media team. The media picked K.J. McDaniels. The coaches picked Malcolm Brogdon as the 5th player. McDaniels also Defensive Player of the Year, Tony Bennett. The Coach of the Year, you talked about Rodney Hood. What a good year he had. He was second team. Tyler Ennis, who's one of the 6 finalists for the Cousy Award and one of the 15 finalists for the Wooden Award. He's second team All-ACC. There's a ton of talent in this league. With Louisville coming in next year, it's only going to get better.
Wow. And Tony Bennett, tell you the truth, he did a great job with that team this year. They got great balance. They execute well. It's going to be interesting to see that matchup tomorrow with Duke. It's the one blemish they had. They only played Duke one time, and they lost that game to Duke. It was at Cameron Indoor Stadium.
No timeouts for either school. And R.Sulaimon is going to head back to the free throw line.
Gets down to converting on a free throw line now. Put it away, ice it, make some free throws. Look at Duke on a free throw line. Wow.
Very unusual for them. And R.Sulaimon, remember, he was fouled on a 3-point attempt earlier in this half and missed all 3 of them.
They had a first game, I put it on Twitter, I said first to score 50 would win, and Virginia got to 50 and won that game over Pittsburgh.
He is 0 for 5, a 79% free throw shooter, who's 0 for 5 from the line.
You can see he's taking a little hands on his knees. Rather than step off, he should step off the line, take a deep breath, and then walk back to that line.
Got to be relieved as he makes one. Matt Jones in for defense now. State needs a miracle.
A big-time miracle. They're still playing Warren. So tough. So tough.
Warren airballs the 3. And Vandenberg will foul Parker down to 11.7. And it's academic now. And Mark Godfrey knows his team played well.
You think they're going to be a little nervous tomorrow watching that TV? I'll tell you another guy going to be a little nervous tomorrow. How about Iowa? They've lost 6 in their last 7 games. But again, if you look at their total body of work, I mean, they got wins Iowa over Michigan, over Ohio State, Xavier. But the bottom line is it stands out. Even though they don't say any longer, we're going to look at your last 10 games. When you lose 6 out of 7, it'll be nerve-wracking time watching the packed matchups.
Bad free throw shooting today by the Blue Devils. Lucky that it's not going to cost them. Warren will get 2 more.
Showed a little speed right there going to the goal.
And Warren hurt himself. Warren was hopping around on his left leg for a while after that dunk, and they'll foul one more time with just 4.6 seconds to go. But something happened to Warren on that dunk.
Looked like he lost his step to the goal. In his stride. Talking to Coach Godfrey.
Well, whether it's NCAA or NIT, there will be more games coming for the Wolfpack, and they need a healthy T.J. Warren.
I really thought they had the makeup last year to be a special team. And I think they did, too, off the year prior when they went to the Sweet 16. But really, it just never, ever happened. They never meshed. NC State, I believe, finished tied for 4th in the ACC. Terrific year these kids had in the ACC. Wallace Pierce have so much respect for him. Kids like Barber, Freeman, Washington, Anya, they're going to be very good players. Duke and Virginia, Mr. Shulman.
In a rematch of an awfully good game played earlier this year at Cameron Indoor Stadium, the ACC Championship will be on the line tomorrow afternoon, as will potentially seeding implications of the NCAA tournament. The #1 seed, Virginia, the #3 seed, Duke, battling for the conference championship tomorrow afternoon at 1 Eastern here in Greensboro, and a game you can see right here on ESPN. Should be a good one. Duke, an outstanding offensive team. Virginia, an outstanding defensive team. Looking for a little revenge for that loss earlier in the year, and we're going to claim that trophy for the first time since 1976.
Tell you one thing, great performance. I thought J.Parker with the dunk was certainly a big play. Gave Duke momentum. They went on a spurt. They did what they had to do. They certainly contained this kid right here, Mr. Warren. Made it tough for him, especially in the second half.
J.Parker, 20 points and 8 rebounds. Both of those numbers right around his season averages. He's with Janine.
Jabari, congratulations. First of all, what a great birthday present you gave yourself. Happy birthday. Yesterday you were telling me you weren't all that pleased with your performance. I know you're a perfectionist. What were you more comfortable doing today?
Well, just trying to be efficient, not even settling for jump shots, but just being patient on offense. I think I let the game come to me, and then my teammates put me in the right situation today.
The Wolfpack shot 68% in the first half, so I know Mike Krzyzewski was talking to you guys at halftime about defense. What did you guys adjust?
We just really needed to lock down on them. You know, they was hitting tough shots, and they were getting into the basket and getting mid-range, so we knew that we had to lock in, plug, and help one another on defense.
Virginia gave you guys a handful the last time you met. You had 8 points against them that day. What will you try to do better tomorrow?
Well, just be strong on offense. Not even rushing it, not pressing on offense, but really letting the game come to me like today, and just go out there and play the team game, and the game is going to win on the defensive end too. So I got to do that.
Great job and happy birthday, Jabari.
Thank you.
J.Parker and Duke on to the championship game, 1 o'clock Eastern time tomorrow against Virginia right here at the Greensboro Coliseum. Until then, for Dick Vitale, Janine Edwards, and our outstanding crew here at the Greensboro Coliseum, I'm Dan Shulman saying thanks for watching, and we hope you'll be back with us again tomorrow. Back to the studio again for all the latest from around the country with Reese Davis, Jay Williams, and Seth Greenberg.
All right, Dan, get some rest. Championship game tomorrow between Duke and Virginia. The first and last American Conference championship game for